well. You know, he's playing in these very wonky, weird situations like last game where a lot of base trading and exchanging of bases and whatnot. And it just, Dream just overextending. It's a little too much, showing like maybe his inexperience, his nerves. But as we go into game 3 on Foxtrot.
Yeah, let's see if Maru can continue his streak here, if Dream is going to bring it back. Let's jump into game number 3. The Prince of Marines, former Prime Terran, now on Jinner Green Wings. It's Maru. That was his crowd. The chant that you just heard was the second one for him. Huge amount of fans for this guy. And a favorite as well.
Still looking pretty nervous there. And the player down 0-2 in the top right for SKT. It is Dream. Got to start making his comeback. He wants to try and get back into this. If he loses another game, it could just be a wash for him, man. He could just be too much out of it. Too much momentum in Maru's side. And I feel like Maru really opened a can of worms last game as well. Going for that kind of style he did. Getting in a pretty awkward position, but kind of weaseling his way out of it with a SCV surround on a Reaper that should just never ever happen, but did. It really is.
That's like a really frustrating way to lose.
That's a game that's going to shake you up.
Yeah. It's like, wow, he did some weird cheesy thing and I scouted it and he still beat me. That's really frustrating.
Yeah, that just shouldn't happen. It
just shouldn't happen.
It really puts you in a bad place.
It can be very tilting.
I mean, that's maybe even why we saw the coach like looking pretty flustered like he was. Like, well, Dream should not have lost like that. He made some bad moves.
Yeah. Now, there's a talk about best of sevens and finals. In Korea, it's like 85% of players who win game 1 in a best of 7 win the series. Like, momentum is everything in a best of 7. It's a long series. It does tire you out. You do get a ton of momentum because, like, in a best of 3, you own game, the momentum could swing back in game number 2. But in a best of 7, you win 2 games. That's starting to look pretty scary. You win 3 games. You have to think to yourself, if I lose even just one more time, it's over. That is stressful.
It's daunting, man. You got to win, what, 3 games in a row in a mirror match against, like, the other best Terran in the world? That is nearly impossible. It's just a whole mountain to climb.
It really, really is.
And so that's why this match is probably one of the most important matches of this whole series, except obviously for the last one.
Well, it gets more and more important each one, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, well said, though. It really is. He has to win this.
He has to win this. He cannot afford to go down another game.
So that scout here from Maru, he did commit again with the SCV, but he wasn't able to see anything really, which was, in fact, a reactor. So he's going to be a heavy Hellion expansion here for Dream, whereas Maru, on the other hand, is looking like he wants to do Widow Mine drop.
Yeah, you know, Dream going for very similar to the merry-go-round. And this could have a lot to do with the size of the natural here. It's like a very open natural, kind of like on merry-go-round. So there's a lot of ways that Hellions can get in and do a lot of damage, and a lot of angles they can take and scout and get out of there in time. And except for Maru went for that gas first, went for a very, very quick starport. And yeah, he's going to be going for that kind of marine mine style. Go for some pretty early aggression.
Yeah. Looks like he's holding off on the mine for now, of course, waiting for that medevac. There's the starport finally coming down for Dream, so he can pressure a little bit with his Hellions, and then once he feels like, okay, I've done enough, the medevac's here, can try to go for a drop. These first 2 Hellions going to come out. He wants to make sure he doesn't commit too much, though, because that can be disastrous, especially when someone's got to the top of the ramp. I think he's just going to poke up there and then pull back as soon as he sees what's up there.
Get a little scout, take a little bit of damage in that front one.
Oh, look at that control from Maru. Does the starts up forward. He was totally ready for that.
Yeah, completely ready. And looks like he will probably pick him up, go for a bit of a roundabout way to avoid those Hellions spotting him.
Yeah, and he's not really concerned about any more attacks on the natural because he doesn't have anything there. So yeah, just pick up everything.
He's got it completely blocked off with 3 supplies, so there's no way Hellions are ever going to do any damage whatsoever. So now it's up to Dream read what he saw right. Is he going to be ready for this drop that's going to be coming in? He's already making a turret, actually, in his main base. He could be suspecting perhaps Banshees.
Yeah, he just doesn't really have any information, so he has to.
It has to be Banshees. That's a second missile turret, so he's kind of on the right track there. It's going to help out against his Widow Mine at the very least, and kind of zone out the Minivac. But he's got 3 Hellions. a Viking and 2 Marines also in position.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Targets down that Widow Mine right away. Even with the SCV, shut down. And there's a Viking here, too. So this could actually be a big problem. He's actually going to have to boost away, which means the Marines will not escape. And a total wipeout here. That was really nicely done by Dream. He made 3 turrets.
Three turrets.
He was totally prepared for anything.
And look how far ahead Dream's expansion is as well. It's already getting saturated at this point. Already 7 SCVs mining from it. It's down in the natural. Maru's is still got a little way to go. You know, it's a 4/5 done at this point. And nice little advantage starting things off here for Dream, but not massive, not concrete just yet.
Yeah. Maru does respond with his own 3rd CC, so that's going to allow him to maybe catch up in economy. Just this extra mining here is going to allow Dream to power up additional structures a little bit faster, or perhaps his own 3rd CC, depending on what he wants to do.
Yeah, we are going to see a bit of a counter drop, 4 Hellion drop from Dream. Going to be looking for it. Everything's kind of out of position at this point too, so we could see a lot of damage come from this.
Yeah, well, you may even just be able to delay the CC at the very least.
Well, there is nothing left here. There's 2 Vikings at the top of the base.
Yep, these Hellions are totally out of position with this dropship.
Oh,
He's got nothing here. This is going to do a ton of damage. Let's see how good his splitting is this time. Last time it was phenomenal. Pretty good. I mean, it's a disaster here, but you know he's only lost 5 SCVs so far. Lands those Vikings. Good split. 7 SCVs is still a lot of damage, but...
It's a lot of damage, but not as much as you would expect from that kind of situation. At the same time, Maru also dropping 4 Hellions into the main base of Dream, which
unloaded.
is also completely undefended.
Completely undefended. Turrets don't shoot down. They only shoot up, and this could actually do even more damage. As Dream is not paying attention. His Hellions do get cleaned up. 5 kills, 6. Gets a 7th, and is going to lift out.
Ooh, saves them. And you know what? He kind of evens it up. You know, the damage pretty evenly spread out. That we do see Maru kind of falling behind in supply at this point. Down 10 already.
Yeah, he's massively ahead, or rather behind in SCVs. It's 33 to 22. With that 3rd CC, he's going to be able to catch up, and he does have it landed as well. So, I mean, that's definitely what he needs right now. I want to point out that we did see Maru repair that medevac before he went to that drop. If he had not, he would not have been able to escape like that. So that was a really nice move that actually came into play quite significantly here.
Yeah, looks like he's going to come back for round 2. You know, managing to somehow avoid that Viking.
Dream is adding a ton of barracks right now with the extra economy he has. And he is moving across the map with a pretty aggressive push out towards the 3rd.
Well, there's going to be nothing in the main base if this drop comes in anytime soon. And what do we see? We see 1 tank in position for Maru at this point. He's got to get everything else up on top of the ramp there.
Ooh, that was a huge hit, though. That's going to really hurt this push.
He could actually drop into the main base, maybe.
He doesn't have any medevacs with him, does he?
He's got 1
okay,
medivac. Just one medivac. But still, you know, 8 Marine dropped into the main base at this point. There's nothing really up there.
Well, speaking of drops, Maru drops these 3 Hellions back in again. The Viking was hunting them, but it missed them. And 4 kills already.
Oh
it's
my
going to be
God.
more. 6 in a lineup. Brings it to 8. Oh, boy, Dream. You cannot lose this many SCVs. 12.
Well, that completely changes everything. At the same time, though, we are seeing a bit of a ferry into the main base from Dream. He's picking up the tanks now. If he can get in position and siege up,
he needs to get the tanks in. He needs to get the tanks in. They need to be in position.
Oh, they're in a good position, I think.
Yeah, they're in the back. Very safe. Vikings are going to eliminate that medevac.
Well, they're going to do a bit of damage. At least get a bunch of SCVs.
Yep, and maybe even kill these Vikings.
That'd be a lot.
Kills another siege tank. This actually is a pretty good trade.
Not a bad trade at all. It's a bit of a 20 supply lead for Dream still.
Yeah.
So he's maintaining that advantage despite losing that many SCVs.
And you know, even with that 3rd CC from Maru, he's actually still ahead in CEC or in SCVs.
Yeah, Maru is essentially still playing catch up at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made some pretty good moves. He managed to wipe out that drop without losing too much, but still, he's in a bit of a rough place there. You see a couple of foreign fans in the audience. What's up, guys?
Having their first Korean pizza. If you think it tastes weird, it's not. It's normal.
Pretty much. There's corn on your pizza, it's okay.
We have pepperoni pizza too, just not always at the studio. So a few more barracks are being added here from Maru, who needs these mule drops that we're seeing so badly to keep up with economy. And we do see an armory coming up, about to finish. And does Dream have +1 for his infantry already completed? Can you check that for me?
He does indeed.
Okay, so that's going to help him out a lot here, even with drops like this, killing the SCVs faster. Siege tanks at the front, which means they're not at the back where they need to be. And these mules are so important. Even time lost on these mules really hurts Maru because that's all he's got.
That is all he's got. He doesn't actually have enough sort of bio to deal with this either.
And the tanks are unsieged.
I think he could like almost kill him with that double drop. There's simply not enough there to buff him for these tanks.
Oh boy, you could actually kill Stim. He can kill Stim. And he's going to get it. Dream is in total control of this game right now. Who needs a third CC?
Yeah, he's going to do even more damage at this point. Look at that. More SCVs going down. 8 have gone down already.
Vikings, that can't shoot down. They had to land. 2 Vikings get picked off. And eventually the drop gets cleaned up, but now it's a 40 supply lead. And I think he can actually just swing the hammer and end the game pretty soon here.
40 supply lead, no stim.
No stims.
No stim for Maru. It got cancelled. He is in a world of hurt right now.
Combat shields are about to be done for Dream too. I think he can just drop and just land on this army and kill it. I should also point out that 1-1 is complete. And Maru does not have any upgrades whatsoever. Not yet. Oh, okay, it's just +1 attack. Pardon me.
Yeah, well,
armor nearly complete.
It's about to be 1-1. And, 1-1 nearly up for Maru, but he's still so far behind. 30 supply down. Another triple drop going into the back of his natural. There are some tanks sieged up nearby, which will be able to kind of deflect this a little bit, but there's not really any sort of buffer. There's no bio for Maru at this point.
Yeah, he's just going to split this up, hold position behind the mineral line, and then attack these structures. Could actually try to get the tech lab again if he wants to. Tanks on siege for just a second. Oopsie daisy.
He's going to get the upgrades. If he can get them before they get 1-1 finish.
Yep, he's going to get those. It looks like one is canceled. He will get the attack at least, but his other siege tank gets picked off. But that's going to keep him ahead in upgrades. Flying over turrets. Still going to get out with most of his bio.
Scouts the third CC with the scan. Maru does. So he knows where he's at. He knows the sort of situation he's in. But what can he actually do at this point?
It's hard to do anything because Dream is just not going to stop with the aggression. If he ever moves out, Dream is just going to do so much damage. +2 is almost done for Dream as well. It's getting very close. And, he's just going to swing around the back here again. See Maru move out, punish, and then fly away. Constant harassment. Sensor tower here. We've been seeing a lot of early sensor towers of Dream already in the series. He's making another one at his third base.
Man, there's nothing here once again.
As soon as he moves out, he sees it with a scan, comes in, drops. Gonna lose maybe a medevac here?
No, I think he just gets out.
Yeah, he looks like it.
There's no stim to stop this.
That's right. No stim, no chase.
He's going to try and chase with medevac boost. He's not going to catch him, though.
Well, this lead for Dream is getting further and further ahead at this point.
You could actually make this like a crippling morale sort of blow as well. Just keep sort of grinding down Maru until he's like simply too frustrated, and then just swing the hammer at the end when you're maxed out or something.
Yeah.
Might as well at this point. He is so far ahead, and I think he knows it. I mean, no doubt about that. He knows it at this point.
Look at the mini-map. Like, Dream is everywhere. He's just got this game so he's totally in control. He does not want to attack into this, but he's got units positioned at every possible alleyway that Maru could engage. He's going to fight this because he knows he has Stim and Maru does not, and he has a better upgrade. So he can just fight for a second, then pull back, get a better trade. This could be the hammer that we're talking about. 6-2, 7-2 siege tanks on the map.
Yeah, I think this is it. I mean, that's a 50 supply lead at this point. The third base only just lands for Maru. The Dream wants to get rid of it already.
Yep. He's going to regret landing that in a second.
That is nothing. That is the most pitiful army you could ever see at a third base, man. 2 tanks, about 15 Marines with no stim against this many tanks and Marines.
Not going to happen. He just stims in and is going to end it. GG Dream takes his first win and claws his way back in. A cheer from the crowd, a chant from the crowd of his name here. A solid victory.
Very convincing victory. Dream jumps right back into the series.
Just non-stop aggression. Taking really good trades. Maru takes the third base. Dream takes his very late. Spends his resource on powering up a lot of units early. Did get some early harass damage done. He just kept trading with his units.
Yeah. He traded very efficiently, and I mean, he shut down completely Maru's sort of opening move in this game. Like, the mine with Marine drop didn't do a single thing.
Nothing. He had 3 turrets up. He was ready for Banshees. He was ready for drops. He was ready for anything.
He was ready for Banshees, no doubt about that. He was looking for it, and it's kind of it kind of gives away something to Maru, at least for the rest of the series. Like, okay, so Dream is really thinking about these Banshees, and he's going to be like committing a lot to turrets.
So we're going into Deadwing now. Deadwing, a big map.
Very big map.
Cross spawns is what I'm hoping for, to be honest, just because I want to see a longer game.
Wow, you want to be big, juicy game, man.
That's what I want.
That. Yeah, you can make that happen.
I have a feeling we're going to get vertical spawns, though. I just have this feeling.
But with these players, you know, they're so aggressive. That would also be pretty interesting, but it would end so quickly, I think.
I want to see somebody go mech. I want to see a long game. That's my dream. Not my SKT dream, but
Well,
my what I want to see.
That would be pretty interesting. I'd like to see mech from one of these guys, but I don't know if they're actually going to do it there.
That's just not their style.
They're just too aggressive.
Yeah. They love stim marines. They love putting them in medevacs and getting to work. And so, I mean, at this point, Dream gets a little bit of momentum. He takes a win, very solid win, like you said, trying to get like a little bit of a morale boost off of this, kind of just mess with Maru a little bit and tease him a little bit, then eventually say, dude, you still in this game? I'm killing you now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that was a brutal sort of beatdown from Dream. And Deadwing, I'm trying to think. They played on Deadwing in the round of 16.
Yeah.
It was one of the bigger games, and Maru definitely kind of mixed it up as well in that match. I think we're going to go to highlights.
Yeah, just looking back at this last game, actually, some of the plays that we saw here, focusing on Dream a little bit here on his defense, and also some of this multitasking. Didn't see there are a lot of things going on at once here. Some really solid splits in this case, and then another one of these good trades. This is a really big moment in the game, because not only did he kill a lot of SCVs there, but he also killed a lot of Maru's army, which meant that he could just continue to attack. Maru didn't have much to defend after this. We always saw him just get totally crushed by these attacks. There was like nothing to defend. He's like got Vikings, and one siege tank sieges up from the natural. He's like, okay, peace. I'm out. I'm going to attack over here.
Yeah, it was just, the drops were just doing too much damage because Maru just didn't have anything. He just didn't have anything after all the damage early on. There's that Hellion drop, and all his drops just kind of failing except for that one Hellion drop. I mean, momentum just kept getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, when you're as ahead as Dream was in that game too, you just know Maru can never move out. So you don't even have to leave defensive units at home. You can bring literally everything you have to every drop and just crush what he has. If he sends anything out in a drop, you win the game because he has no units at home and you will kill him. We saw it a few times, like you were saying, he almost actually died to the drops.
Yeah. He could have very well if he took a bad fight in those positions, man. He had barely anything. He was barely holding them off as they were.
All right, guys. The map is up. The countdown.